Good afternoon and welcome here to MaxSpeedTV. Thank you all for joining. Presented by pitlanes.com and our personal growth and well-being interact. Thank you, our and our couple of minutes of folks flying. Have a 15 session and Mike. All right, let's try that. Well, I don't know. For some reason it kind of jacks up my mic a little bit there. But anyhow, sorry about that. And anyhow, they're going to be running 2 hours here today. And just a reminder, they do have one reset out here just in case somebody gets damage on their car. They can actually head to pit road, get a brand new car, and be back out there on the track in competition. So anyhow, thank you for joining us. If it's your first time here, please subscribe and don't forget to like the video as long as you're here. Hey, Evil Maniac, how you doing, buddy? Hey, hopefully you enjoy the show here. Don't get too boring for you. 2 hours going around here. I don't know. There might not be too many cars left on the track at the end of the 2 hours, but we'll see. They do have quite a few cars out here now. Everybody seems to be joining in here late in the practice. Yeah. He make sure Trading Paints is updated here before we get started. 2 minutes away from qualifying, folks. We do have some overcast skies here. So it kind of makes it look a little gloomy out here, but that adds to the attraction of things a little bit, the realism. If it's cloudy weather or where the racetrack is at the moment, and it depends a lot on how they set the room up too. Whether that kind of is what we call speed weather. If it's cool and overcast like that, gives the cars a lot more grip out there on the track. All right, just a few seconds away, folks. We'll step away and play our national anthem and be right back. So don't go anywhere. right, we're back here with qualifying underway, folks. Who can turn the fastest lap here in qualifying? Well, that would be cool, Scott. Heck yeah, man. We're here Saturday afternoons this time. We're doing 2 hours here today, one of their endurance races. Just 2 hours. Usually the races are an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere along in there. But they do have just a couple of endurance races, what they call endurance races, that are only 2 hours. And they run all road courses, so no cautions, right? No caution. Local cautions only here, folks. If somebody does spin off the track or something, it just kind of warns the drivers coming up behind them that there is somebody off the track. And it does throw a yellow flag for them only as a visible yellow flag as a caution. But it doesn't, like, halt the race and everybody got a pace behind a pace car again. And they do start from a standing start. Well, I'll tell you a little story about the national anthem. Here about a year ago, I started broadcasting for the European Stock Car Championship, which is headed up by Hugo Argasol. Okay? And I wasn't playing the national anthem because I figured they're not Americans. Okay? And Hugo asked me to play the American national anthem for their races because the races they were at were American tracks. This one here's not today, of course, it's in Canada, but 90% of the tracks, well, maybe not 90, maybe 80% of the tracks in iRacing are on American soil. So, to make it realistic, you play the American national anthem because you're at an American race track. Okay, so I guess I don't know if that answers your question or not, but so I've just been playing them regardless of whatever the league is. I mean, now if Clyde comes to me and tells me not to play it, then I won't play it. But I hope that answers your question. 7.5 minutes left in qualifying here, folks, and we're going to get them on the grid, get them everybody accounted for, let you know where everybody will be starting, and get this thing underway. So make sure you don't go anywhere. You got plenty of time to go get you something to drink and a snack, and get ready to sit down and watch a great race here put on by these guys. These guys really know how to drive these cars. I'll tell you what, they're a light car and a handful, but very, very powerful. You can hear the horsepower behind these cars. I'm saying 80% of the tracks in iRacing are on American soil. iRacing. You know, you got Charlotte Road, you got Daytona Road, you got Pocono road courses. You got, I mean, I could go on for hours on all the road courses that are on American soil. But there's a few that are on either Canadian or, you know, overseas. A few, maybe 15, 20, something like that. And I think we have like 66 tracks, or no, more than that now, because they just come out with a few new ones. I think we're pushing 70 tracks now in iRacing. I think for the most part, like you said, sharing a setup, you know, it just makes everybody's race a lot better, and, you know, makes for a safer race if somebody does have a decent setup or something out there to share with the rest of the guys. You know, that's kind of cool, because it makes everybody out there have fun, instead of somebody just can't drive it and then they become a roadblock, or, you know, they have issues and they get wrecked and they wind up, they're out of the race. You know, and it's all about the drivers, how you can drive that setup anyhow. Well, Dave, you ought to come in TeamSpeak and join in on the fun. We always have a good time in there. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, man. We have a good time. I'm glad you enjoy it. We'll be in there this evening. Be shooting ships. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Good luck today, brother. Good to see you out there racing with the guys this week. All right, folks, looks like that's going to wrap up qualifying. We'll be moving on to getting everybody on the grid here in just a minute. Yeah, but when you add up them dozen tracks to the like 979,468,938,402,303 road courses that are in America, okay, do the math on it. That probably ain't even a billionth of a percent of the road courses there are in America. But I'm just talking about in this sim. In this sim. I'm just trying to make a point, that's all. There's a lot of road courses, yeah, in other countries, and that's great, but there's a lot in iRacing here that are right in America, more so than there are in other countries. I'm sure you could probably work up a list, and it would probably show that there's probably, I don't know, 20 to 1 compared to other countries. So that's why I said 80%. I said 90 at first, and then I went to 80. All right, anyhow, back to the race here. We got a couple of seconds left here, and we will get everybody down here on the grid and get them accounted for. Take the grid. All right, starting on the pole, Alessandro DeBellis in Takes over the pole here. Dan Lenson will take up second place. Gene Busselin in third. Victor Morgan in fourth. Stefan Spantig in fifth place. Dave Jansen sixth. Oh, wow. Giacomo, I believe it is, Ponte in seventh place. Craig Barson in eighth. Peter Bingham in ninth place. Ben Galit in 10th. Mark Jones starting 11th. Ronald Moons 12th. Sean Ambrose back in 13th. John Edwards 14th. Tom Stanley 15th. Bill Schweitzer 16th. Clyde Whiting starting 17th. Rolf Just in 18th. At the field. All right, here we go, folks. All right, green, green, green. Like we had a couple of guys that did not start. Tom Stanley and Bill Schweitzer did not start the race. So 16 cars on the track. Everybody getting around here single file right now until they start getting spread out around the track. Side by side here going on. Giacomo right there. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly. Coming from Italy. Victor Morgan from the UK. Riding in 7th place. Still starting to get spread out a little bit right now. Not a whole lot of side-by-side or anything going on right now. A couple that are pretty close back here, Ronald Moons and Clyde Whiting. Whiting starting into 17th position and already worked his way into 15th. Rolf Just in 16th, last one out there on the track. Dan Lenson trying to work over the back of Alessandro. They come around to complete lap number 2. And this is a timed race here, folks. It's a 2-hour limit. Gene Busselin in 3rd. A little bit of distance back to Stefan Spantig, 4th place. The front three's already starting to put some distance on the rest of the field. Dave Jansen in 5th. Got a side-by-side going on here. he actually finally has got caught up to Victor Morgan. Morgan keeps ahead of him, though. And Victor Morgan off in the tulips. Not good. Boy, did he lose a bunch of positions on that. You don't want to get off in that grass because, man, it is hard to regroup after that. That just cost him a ton of positions, folks. Greg Barson. Boy, there's a gaggle of cars here all bunched up together. Peter Bingham 8th, Mark Jones 9th, Ben Galit in 10th. John Edwards in 11th place. He's looking for every angle here to try to get a run on Ben Galit. Origin does save it and is in 12th place. And it's a long way back from there, back to 13th, Clyde Whiting. Did get around Sean Ambrose. I like Peter Bingham's car. Pretty cool looking car. Check it out, folks. MaxSpeedTV on that baby. Yeah. Nice. Thank you there, Peter. I like it. Looks pretty cool. MaxSpeedTV on the banner. Front and back windows. Get up here with the leaders. Let's ride along with Gene, because these three have pulled away by 3.3 seconds over 4th place. These three are like, man, alien. They're out there. Dan Lenson hanging right there on Alessandro's bumper. Well, I'll tell you what, he almost had a run on him right there. If it would have been a straightaway, I think Alessandro would have been in trouble. Here he goes, taking a look. Just wasn't the place to do it. Dan's been running really good in the Pokemon car here in recent weeks. Usually always qualifies well and runs well. No matter who's in the lead, he's right there with them. Now Boosselin was taking a look on the inside of Dan Blenson to try to take second away from him. And Dan says, that ain't going to happen. Not today. Then Gene kind of backed it off just a little bit there. Dave Jansen, one of the Discord drivers out there, running the Discord paint job on his car. Pretty cool looking. Those of you that are looking for a free gaming talk program, whatever you want to call it there, that's a pretty good one. I have it too. It's pretty good. It's like a TeamSpeak or anything like, you know, like that, a talk program, and you can actually get it for free. Which you can host your own TeamSpeak server for free too, 32 slot server. But I don't think Discord has a limit on it. You can have as many people in there as you want. Clyde Whiting up to 11th. Got around Ben Galit. Another one that's running the Discord paint job. Looks like he was into the wall. I guess that would explain how Clyde Whiting got by him. There was one we used to use a long time ago. Gosh, I can't even remember what it was called now. It's been so long ago. I think it's probably been about 8-9 years since. There's actually a couple of other ones that are pretty good, but I think TeamSpeak, you know, they've been around for the longest, and they're actually, you know, right on top of it and everything. Oh, we did have a pass up here for second place. Gene Boosselin got around Dan Lenson. Lenson goes back to third, and now they've got company here. Stefan Spantig and Dave Jansen close by. And this is just exactly what Alessandro wanted to see, because now he's got out there by 2.7 seconds and doesn't have the pressure of somebody putting on him. Boy, he's stretching that lead out now. Yeah, I can't remember what that program, now it's kind of bugging me. You got me thinking about it. Well, that's road course cars, Josh, excuse me. They do, you can hear them shifting quite a bit, you know, because they do shift a lot. And it's just, it's nothing wrong with the transmission, it's just the sound of the car when they're shifting. Sorry about that, my phone went off. I forgot to silent it. Well, since Gene got around Dan Lenson, he's starting to put some distance on Dan. And Dan is in trouble. Stefan Spantic may be looking at, oh, he's going to drive it hard into the turn. And actually caused Dan to get into the wall there. Let's go back and take a look at that one more time here, folks. Right there, they got together, but let's watch what happens to Dan. He's trying to steer out of it, but keep the car straight, and he got off into the gravels here on the backstretch. And boy, once you get into that, it's so hard to turn it at the speed you're carrying, and he does get into the tires. So, tough break for Dan. He's sitting on pit road getting it fixed up. They do have one reset. That's always a good thing to help out. Jansen will be in third now. Antic fourth. Gee back here in fifth place. John Edwards in sixth place. Out the field's kind of changed up a little bit. I'll run back through the drivers here. Peter Bingham in seventh. Mark Jones in eighth. Victor Morgan ninth. Victor's trying to get by Mark Jones there. Clyde Whiting now up to 10th. Then Galete 11th. Rolf Just in 12th. Ronald Moons in 13th. Dan Lenson is back out up there on the track and is in 14th with a brand new car. Sean Ambrose 15th. And running out the field, Craig Barson finds himself back in the last place, 16th place. Uh-oh. Sean Ambrose. Benzing around in front of traffic. Local caution only, folks. Let's go back here and see if we can find out what happened to Sean. Looked like a self-spin to me. Yeah, that's what it did, and he got into the inside pit wall there. Going to have some serious damage on that, so he's going to probably try to drive it around him. I don't know if he's going to want to use that reset. It is pretty early in the race. They're only 18 minutes into the race. They've still got an hour and 42 minutes to go. think so, Josh. I don't think so, but that you might want to ask him. Don't ask me. It's his league, not mine. Doggone it, I had a problem here. Hold on, I gotta restart this. Been doing that lately here for some reason. Been locking up on me.
Ready, green, 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 green.
Sorry about this. Okay, we're good now. Dean Boosland is now 5.3 seconds behind Alessandro. Alessandro, he's just out there just on a cruise. A Sunday cruise on a Saturday. Well, Dan Lenson just drove around Rolf Just. I think it's a Richard Petty STP paint scheme. Looks pretty good. Ronald Moon's coming up on him, though, back here in 14th. John Ambrose, I'm showing, is a lap down now. Pretty easy to get a lap down here. Once you get that lap down, you really, it's very, very difficult to make that lap up. Means there is no caution. I really don't think it's possible. Well, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but highly improbable that you get that lap back. Busselin 6.3 seconds behind the leader. Started in third today and running in second. Jansen and Spantig back here in a battle for third and fourth. Ways back to John Edwards. John started 14th today and is already into 5th. That's pretty amazing. Like a Skittles or Smarties. Smarties, I guess they are. Yep, Smarties. That's cool. Oh, Bingham. Bending it around. Let's go see what happened to Bingham. Oh, just spun it right there. He's going to get into the outside wall, but he's going to get it back going. Looks like he did come to pit road. I think yes, he did. He does use a reset. He'll back out on the track here in just a minute. Clyde Whiting on pit road as well. Stopping in for tires. We are seeing a few guys coming to pit road. Guys are slowly closing in on Gene Busselin. They're all coming to pit road. Yep. Okay. Everybody's on pit road, even the leader. John Edwards stays out, though. Takes over the lead. But a few of them coming to pit road here. They'll be trying to split it up here and do it in 3 pit stops. Could be what their plan is. Back up here on our leader, on Edwards staying out in the Smarties car. I wouldn't be a bit surprised we'll see him come to pit road here within the next lap or two. These cars don't get the best gas mileage, but they're really not that bad. It's quite a jaunt around this track. Yep, he's coming to pit road. I figured it probably wasn't going to be long. That will give the lead back up to Alessandro. And Lenson will be second, as he already pitted there when he had that no, I take that back. He has not pitted. Well, we'll probably see him come to pit road here pretty quick too. Right, he did not pit yet. Put him into second place. On Edwards back off of pit road, and he'll take over third here, but looks like Dave Jansen will get by him, and so does Gene Busselin. Not a bad place to come back out on the track, though, for John Edwards. Picked up a lot of positions since he's been out there. And this will actually kind of bunch these guys up a little bit more now. Spantic gets by. All right, looks like we got one retiree from the race, Ben Galit, taking it behind the wall, calling it a day. Mark Jones still sitting on pit road, or Rolf Just. Went from 18th up to 12th. The Morgans in 8th. Clyde Whiting in 9th. And the Pokemon car here of Dan Lenson, still hanging on in second place, 2.3 seconds behind our leader. Dan closed up quite a bit on him now. He's down to 1.6 seconds. Clyde Whiting goes into 8th. Giacomo in 7th. Right where he started here today. Don Edwards with Dave Jansen on his tail. Also Stefan Spantig. Leader passing up, that would be, Ronald Moons. Ronald will go a lap down. That will be Dan Lenson. He'll try to get by Ronald Moons. Not to let Alessandro get out there too awful far. Looking back on Stefan Spantig, staying right there with Dave Jansen, pretty good. Keeping the pressure on him, same way with Clyde Whiting and Victor Morgan. Super impressed to hear of John Edwards today after starting 14th, got himself into third. That's quite impressive. Giacomo back here in 6th place. Got about almost a 4-second lead over Clyde Whiting. For Morgan, Dan Lenson. Slipped again. He finds himself back here in 9th place. Dan Jensen takes over, or I'm sorry, John Edwards takes over 2nd. I believe what happened there was Dan Lenson had to come to pit road because he was off a pit cycle there from everybody else. If you remember, he was on pit road early, got out of pit cycle, finally made his pit stop. So back out there running. Picking up a couple of places there. He just got by Giacomo. He is on pit road. Looks like a lengthy day here for Giacomo. He's away. Dave Jansen takes over 2nd after John Edwards. Must have slipped there. I see damage on his car. Hard for me to be everywhere around this big facility to see what happens here to people, but he must have slipped because I see damage. Oh yeah, pretty good amount of damage there on the left front, but he'll be all right. I don't think it's going to affect the speed of the car any. It could affect the handling, and it could affect tire wear on that left front. Already coming up on Booselin, trying to regain that track position. Edwards is closing back in on Steven Spantic. He's right there, and he's going to clear him. Or excuse me, that wasn't Spantic. That was Gene Boosland. And that was Ronald Moons he just drove by. Ronald Moons back here in 13th place. Check in with my old buddy here, Sean Ambrose. On 14th position. Mark Jones back out there on the track as well. He is in 15th. But it's been all Alessandro up front. He has led 37 laps here, folks. Led all but one. John Edwards led one lap. We're coming up on the halfway mark here pretty quick, about another 8 minutes away from the halfway mark. And pit road's starting to get busy again. We got a few more folks that are coming to pit road. Bingham just coming off of pit road. For Bingham. A lot of lap down vehicles out here today, folks. Dave Jansen in second place, but he is 17.6 seconds behind the leader now. And more of them coming to pit road. And John Edwards retakes the lead. And John Edwards finally coming to pit road. That will give Dan Lenson the lead for the first time today. And he has a 5.4 second lead over Alessandro. Kind of funny to see Alessandro back there in second now, 4.9 seconds behind Dan Lenson. And Mark Jones, another one out of the race, taking him behind the wall. Leaves 14 drivers left in the race here, folks. John Edwards finds himself in third now. Antic not far behind in fourth. Dean Boosland back here in fifth place. Giacomo in sixth place. Clyde Whiting seventh. Dave Jansen on his tail in eighth place. We're down to under the halfway mark, folks, so we got 59 minutes left in the race. Victor Morgan still on the lead lap. In ninth, Greg Barson in 10th. Last one on the lead lap, Peter Bingham, 11th place. Rolf Just in the first one to lap down here in 12th. Ronald Moons in 13th. Both of them one lap down. Sean Ambrose is sitting on pit road. So back up to the leader. Now 4 seconds ahead of second place. Alessandro doing a great job. Is anybody still there? Just doing a check-in to see if anybody's still there. Dan Linson's still leading, but only by 1.8 seconds. Alessandro has closed that gap. Very good. Well, I've been kind of stepping away for just a couple minutes. I've got a couple things going on, but also making a pot of coffee. Got to have a pot of coffee going on. And looks like Dan Linson is going to come to pit road to give the lead back to Alessandro. Long, grueling speed down pit road at 35 miles an hour. I still think he'll have to stop one more time for fuel. So I don't think he can make it any more in about 30 minutes on a tank of fuel. And we got 48 minutes left in the race, so he'll have to stop one more time. Now, I do believe Alessandro should be able to get through with one more pit stop, if I've done my math right. I've been kind of trying to pay attention here. So if Alessandro should be able to make it on one more pit stop. But now that Dan's off of pit road, he's going to be 39 seconds behind Alessandro. Sean Edwards takes up second. And Stefan Spantic goes into third. Boosland not far behind Dan Linson. Let's ride along with Boosland here for a minute, folks, and watch for the rubber on flying up in front of him coming off of Dan Linson's car. You'll see rubber chunks, gravel, all kinds of stuff flying up and hitting the windshield. Somebody was telling me the other day, they said that when you're out there on some of these tracks, that it sounds like gravel hitting the car, making that noise. You know, it sounds like you're driving down a dirt road and the gravel's hitting up underneath your car. That's what they're saying it sounds like. So I don't know. I haven't experienced that yet. If you see any chunks of rubber flying and hitting the windshield, and I'll be right back. Let me go get a cup of coffee. Okay, I'm back with a cup of coffee in hand. Lenson's actually pulled away from Boosselin now. Not bad for only losing 2 drivers out of the race today. That's not bad at all. Mark Jones and Ben Galit were the only 2 that were out of the race. We've got 14 drivers in the race. Sean Ambrose at the tail end of the field back here, 14th position. He's a good old buddy of mine, Sean Ambrose. Part of the GAC broadcasting group there that I helped him out a few times. Alessandro still leading. Has led 44 laps here, folks. Unbelievable. Pure domination out here today, but never know what is in store for him coming down to the end of this race. I do know he's going to have to make another pit stop. Now, whether Dan Lenson will have to or not, I don't really know that for 100% fact. I do believe he's going to have to, but he may not. John Edwards right now showed in 2nd place. Coming up on Clyde Whiting. Whiting is in 10th after pit stops. They come by the front stretch. I always seen that Castro on the wall there, and I always, because it's kind of like the colors of Krispy Kreme donut colors, the green and the like pinkish purple colors, and I always thought that was a Krispy Kreme sign on that, on the outside of the pit wall. I don't know, it's kind of weird. You'll see it when they come back around here. If I can, I'll stop it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'll see if I can't stop it here once Alessandro gets around, just so I can show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll go back live. Oh, Alessandro coming to pit road. Right there, you see the Castro oil? Kind of looks like the Krispy Kreme donut colors. You know, that's just me. Sorry. Just thought I'd add a little excitement in here, you know. The only one that's exciting about all this right here is these drivers out here. These guys are, man, I'll tell you what, this has got to be, it's grueling, but it's fun, and these guys are really enjoying themselves right now. John Edwards takes over the top position here again. And after he's led 3 laps today. They did put Dan Lenson in 2nd, and now he's going to have Alessandro on his tail. And like I said, I think Lenson's going to have to come to pit road one more time. Uh-oh, one off of the track there. Sean Ambrose off the track as well. And it looks like Craig Barson. Yes, Craig Barson was off the track, so. And that looked pretty rough right there where he hit. That may have cost him his day right there, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see here if he does get back out, because he may have used, he probably had to tow. If he had to tow to pit road, that'll take at least a couple of minutes, so. And then if he has a reset, Victor Morgan on pit road. Greg Barson did take his car behind the wall. Origin is away. But probably would be close to his last pit stop of the day here for Victor Morgan. Here comes Dan Lenson, second place around. Giacomo Ponte in 7th place now. And sticking right there where he started. That's just been a 7th place car today. He just has not been able to get any closer to the front all day long. Running the same paint scheme there as Alessandro. Same sponsor on the car anyhow. Yep. Quadra Corp. Whatever that is, Squadra, or I'm not sure. I didn't look at it that close. Quadra Corp. Oh, Quadra Corps. Horse. I don't know what that means. It's probably something in Italian. Would be my guess. Don't know. Peter Bingham in 10th. Lost one position today. Sorry there, Dave. I didn't mean to make you hungry. Sorry about that, bro. Lenson is really struggling and fighting to keep ahead of Alessandro. And having a good day though today. I got to give it up to Dan, man. He drove the wheels off that Pokemon car today. No getting around it. You know, and if you watch Alessandro, he just does it so smooth. He's just so, I don't know, like in tune with the car. If you look at his line in the car, it's just smooth as silk. You don't see him make a mistake or bobble or anything. He hits the line perfect. He hits his apexes perfect. And of course, just as I said that, he bobbled a little. Spantig in 4th. 57.7 seconds behind the leader, John Edwards. This is pretty impressive. Well, John is coming to pit road. But a few other guys on pit road as well. But John, now would be the time if he had a reset to use that reset. Doesn't look like he does, though. Maybe he's still not opting to use it. To put Dan Lenson back in the lead by 2.7 seconds over Alessandro. I guess we could call him Al, huh? Yeah, Al Bellis. I never thought of that. Instead of calling him Alessandro. John Edwards says come back off pit road. He's still in 3rd, though. I mean, probably the biggest mover out here today after starting 14th and has worked his way into 3rd. And we are coming down to the last quarter of this race, folks, the last 30 minutes. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, all of you, Dave and Josh, all you guys, everybody else in chat, thanks for hanging out with me today, and thanks to Penn Power for sponsoring here, the pitlanes.com. You can look them up on iRacing on the league directory. If you think you got the stuff to run with these guys in these V8 supercars, they run every 2 weeks on a Saturday afternoon. That is stateside time. Most of these guys are from UK, Brazil, Italy, Australia, not sure where all. Well, let's see where their clubs are from. Dan Lenson is from Benelux. Alessandro from Italy. Don Edwards from the UK. Stefan Spantig from, actually that is Denmark. Giacomo from Italy. Dave Jansen, Benelux. Dean from Denmark. Clyde Whiting from the UK. Clyde's a heck of a nice guy. I really like Clyde, man. He is so cool and just so easy to talk to. Heck of a guy. He is the owner of the league. Victor Morgan from the UK. Rolf Just from Denmark. Peter Bingham from the UK. Sean Ambrose, actually from the States, from Texas. Yay! Ronald Moons from Benelux. But we've got guys from, all over. I'll go down through the other guys even though they're not here. Craig Barson from the UK. Mark Jones from UK. Ben Galit from the UK. Tom Stanley from the UK. And Bill Schweitzer from Florida. But I did not see him out there. I believe he started the race today. At least I didn't see him on the track anyhow. But we've got him from all points of the world. I guess there ain't no Aussies in here, but... Hey, no problem, Dave. We enjoy doing it, 1.3 seconds separating Dan and Al. You probably wouldn't like me calling him Al. Alessandro. "31 minutes left in the race here, folks. A few more laps, winding her down. Be down on the downhill slide of it. Boy, Alessandro was chasing that car. Wow, he was chasing that. Trying to catch Dan. Let's ride along with Alessandro for just a minute here and see. Just watch him work this wheel, folks. Watch him work. Watch that wheel. That steering wheel. Looking good, though. Looking good. Back in third, John Edwards. I think he's hoping for somebody up there in the front to have to make one more pit stop and put him back out there in the lead. But like I said, the biggest mover out there on the track today, coming from 14th, that's quite impressive for John Edwards. Man, that is great. so hard to get positions out here on a track like this. All you can do is just try to race smart and hopefully, pass up people that have made mistakes on a road course, because there is no cautions, local cautions only, and that doesn't stop the field in any way. They see a yellow flag, they keep the hammer right down. It's just letting them know that there is a possibility of somebody up ahead of them that may have spun. They may be off of the track, more than likely off of the track. And Dave Jansen on pit road. Okay, everybody else still out there turning laps. Clyde Whiting in 7th now. Is actually the last one on the lead lap. Not sure how far the leader is behind him. I guess quite a little ways, because it's like about a minute and 18 seconds with these guys are still turning great laps out here. They're only about a half a second off from their fastest lap, so that's pretty awesome. These two right here, I'd say, are just about equally matched. Every now and then, Alessandro does click off a couple of tenths here on a Dan. Going to be all about being steady. As long as Dan doesn't get too rattled up there once Alessandro catches up to him, and maybe, if it causes him to make a mistake, you just got to don't worry about what's going on in that rear view mirror. Don't worry about where he's at. Only if he's going to try to make a pass on you or something like that. Other than that, just hold your line, stay steady, and let him come to you. He's got the run on you. You'll know when he comes up beside you, I guess. Other than that, not much racing going on around the track. Giacomo is in 5th, but Buselin is in 6th place, but not that far. He is quite a little ways back from Giacomo. And Clyde Whiting, another one. About 10 seconds off of the pace there from Buselin. 10 seconds back, I should. Close to it, 9.4. Well, we could see, I don't know. We could see either one of these two up front here in victory lane today. It's going to be who can manage saving enough fuel or whatever they got to do out here. And like I said, I really kind of expected Dan Lenson to have to come to pit road one more time, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If he doesn't, then I'll tell you what, he did an excellent job today, outsmarting a lot of these guys out here on pit stops. We'll just wait and see. Gonna finish my cup of coffee. Enjoy, folks, here. We'll be back in just a minute. I don't know. Alessandro's awful close. Awful close. John Edwards still hanging on in third. Great finish for him. Boosselin in fourth. Stefan Spantig in fifth place. Victor Morgan, first car lap down in sixth. Giacomo Ponte in seventh place. Hyde Whiting eighth. Rolf Just in ninth, and Peter Bingham in 10th. Ambrose does get into 11th place, so this is good. He did pass up a couple of guys. Dave Jansen takes his car behind the wall. Ronald Moons is back out there on the track. He'll be going into 12th place this time by here once he gets by the start-finish line, getting by Dave Jansen. Subway, huh? Hey, yeah. Subway's always good. And there we go. Lenson had to come to pit road. I half figured he was going to have to. Oh, man. Well, and I think Alessandro, he's going to be okay on fuel. You may see Lenson just take enough fuel to get by here. I don't know if he's going to take a full load of fuel or not. Lost second place to John Edwards. Away. Up pit road in third. Alessandro does retake the lead. Yeah, he changed new tire. You can tell he's got new tires out there, folks. It's slick for a lap or two, and on them new tires, they're a little slick. Got to get some heat build up in them. So he'll have to kind of tiptoe around here a little bit till he gets the heat build up in them. Then he'll be good to go. Boy, you'll see him put the hammer back down there probably on the next lap. Put away behind John Edwards. How's Sean doing? Sean's back in 11th place. He's doing all right. That's in the hood. Like he's coming back to pit road. And he's missing the trunk lid too. Now Lanson working traffic here. He's going to try to get back up here, take second, back away from John Edwards. He's got his work cut out for him, though. 17 seconds behind John Edwards right now. Let's see if that time can be chopped down here. He's chopping it down. Actually chopping it down pretty good. Keeps up that pace, he'll have second easily. Well, that's all anybody wants to do out here on these road courses. Just, you know, if you're not a very good road course driver, which I'm not, I just try to, you know, that's my goal too, is just to survive. You know? So I guess I can kind of relate to what Sean was saying there earlier, and yeah, you just kind of want to survive. You know, you want to be there at the end. You want to finish the race. On Edwards' second place, now 26.5 seconds behind our leader Alessandro De Bellis. The Smarties car. I wonder if he's a Smartie. Think he's a Smartie? Maybe that's why he's driving the Smarties car. Smartie. I'm a dummy. I'd have to drive the test drive dummy car, because I'm a dummy. Hey, since Alessandro got the lead back, he is just setting sail, man. With that much of a lead, 26.5 seconds over second place, he is just, man, out there. I don't know if he's going to have to stop again or not. He stopped with 38 minutes to go. Now, if they're getting about 30 minutes on a tank of fuel, he could be not. Oh, is he out of shape? He could be not far from maybe coming to pit road and getting enough fuel. We might see him just come in and just take a splash of gas enough to make it to the end. I don't know. I really don't know what the fuel mileage is on these cars. How many laps they can make it around here or anything. So. At 2.4 miles around here, so. And yeah, he is coming to pit road, folks. There it is. And boy, I'll tell you what, that may have cost him a lot. He is on pit road. Let's see how long he is there. If he's going to take a full load of fuel or if he's just going to take a splash of gas and go. I figured he was about to that mark. It takes a long time to stop for a pit. All right, looks like he had a full pit stop there. He barely got out ahead of Dan Lenson. Dan is actually only about 4.5 seconds behind him right now. And Alessandro is going to have to take it easy with them brand new tires for about a lap to get a little heat buildup in them. So we may see that time chop down even more. Yeah, it's down to 3.5 seconds. So Dan, you know, he's already got the heat buildup in them tires, and he's ready to get back up here and race it with Alessandro for this win. Now, I don't know about John Edwards, what the story is on him. The Smarties car, he is in the lead. Whether he's going to have enough fuel to make it to the end, I'm assuming he would be. I think at about the time he pitted, but I'm just kind of curious to see how far he's going to fall here with Alessandro. Once his tires get back up to temperature here, how long it's going to be before he starts reeling in John Edwards for that lead. 13 seconds behind right now. Dan Lenson's down under 3 seconds behind Alessandro. Antic still in fourth. Uslan fifth. Last one on the lead lap right now. And he's only about maybe 9 seconds ahead of the leader, John Edwards. Hey, what? Alessandro's not closing. He is not closing up on John Edwards. If anything, actually, he's losing some time. He's now 14 seconds behind John. I don't know if he's banking on John having to pit one more time or what. We are coming down 11 and a half minutes left in the race here, folks. So John, if he's going to have to pit, that could all work out in Alessandro's favor right there. Maybe that's why Alessandro's taking it easy. But he better not take it too easy, because Dan Lenson is closing now down to 1.3 seconds. Both of those guys have enough fuel. They've got new tires on their car. Now it's just a matter of being there at the end. Well, if you go look at, kind of in defense of that a little bit, yeah, iRacing is great and they've got a lot of stuff. If you want to see something that really looks cool, and I know a lot of people say it kind of looks a little arcade-ish, if you go look on my YouTube channel there, you'll find one that I did of Project Cars. And I'll tell you what, it's like that. I mean, there's car parts laying on the road in front of you, and if you run over them, it can cause damage to your car, cut a tire down. There's rubber chunks, dirt on the track, dirt flying in the air, and it's all DirectX 11. And that's what iRacing is getting into now, DirectX 11, so they can do this stuff. To 0.6 of a second from Alessandro. That's what I'm kind of watching here, because he is closed right up on the tail of Alessandro. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Now, in another aspect of it too, when you're in the car, it looks real, okay? But when you get out of the car and you're watching them go around the track, it doesn't look nowhere like this looks. When you're in the car, it looks a little more realistic. I mean, there's helicopters flying overhead, there's people along the track throwing flags at you and waving to you. It's cool, all the effects that they have, in Project Cars. But like I said, when you're out of the car and you're watching them go around the track, like in a replay or doing a race, watching a race or whatever, it doesn't look as real as this stuff. It looks arcadish, but it's still pretty cool. I enjoy it. I like the go-karts. Oh, the go-karts are awesome. That's probably what you'll find on my YouTube channel is where I did the go-karts. That is awesome. They have the 125cc and the 250cc. The 250cc's are, oh my. Tell you what, you take that out on Spa, I think I could just about beat any car in the game with that 250cc go-kart, because you can take the turn so fast. It just oh my God, it just chatters around the turns and just hangs right on. But you can spin it. I've spun it. But when you spin it, it's, And the bad thing I don't like about it is when you come to pit road, you're not in control of the car. Once you enter pit road, the computer takes over, and it takes you to your pit stall, and then it takes you back out of your pit stall. And when you get to the end of pit road, then you take back over again. I don't like that part of it. Other than that, it's not bad. I mean, it's actually pretty good. All right, here comes Lenson, and he is going to take over the lead. As John Edwards did have to come to pit road, I kind of half wondered if he was going to have to. So Lenson for the lead. He gets around Alessandro. Oh, they are a blast. They are a blast. Even the 125cc's are fast, but not like the 250s. That's what I'm kind of wondering about, what the big surprise is this Tuesday. They're supposed to announce another big surprise here on iRacing. I'm kind of wondering if it isn't go-karts or another car that they're bringing out or something. I don't know. I'll have to... Guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? On Edwards now 14 seconds behind those two up in the front. Still an absolutely amazing finish for John today after starting 14th. That is really awesome. One heck of a run. Anting will be in 4th and Boosland 5th. And Giacomo is back on the lead lap, not by much, but probably enough to stay on the lead lap in 6th place. He's got the leaders coming up behind him, but they're quite a ways back. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yep. All right, 4 minutes to go here, folks. And since Lenson got around Alessandro, he has pulled away. Got almost a full second lead on him. No kidding, you ought to look that up on my YouTube channel. Just go to the playlist and look up Project Cars playlist, and check out a couple of them videos in there. Oh my, it'll blow your mind. How realistic it looks, because you're seeing it from within my car, of course. And I think one of them has it where I actually did a lap, or a couple laps, and then I got out of the car and did the replay, and the replay, you can see the replay doesn't look nothing like this. This looks way real compared to that replay. But the track and everything still looks really good, and All right, less than 3 minutes left here. Let's run around the field, folks, and see where everybody started and where they're running at now. Dan Lenson started in second, running in the lead. Alessandro started on the pole, running in second. John Edwards started 14th today, running in third. Stefan Spantig started 5th, running in 4th. Gene Boosland started 3rd, running in 5th. Last one on the lead lap, Giacomo Ponte started 7th, running in 6th. Clyde Whiting started 17th on the field today, running in 7th. First one a lap down. Victor Morgan started 4th, running in 8th. Rolf Just started 18th, running in 9th. The last one out there running right now, because we've got a couple on pit road, Peter Bingham and Ronald Moons. Sean Ambrose started 13th, running in 12th. A lot of car parts missing on there, but still running and making it around here fairly good. All right, 1.1 seconds separating the front two with a minute and a half left, less than a minute and a half to go, minute 20. It looks like we're probably only going to get one interview in. I only see Dan Lenson in here, so we'll try to get him up here to the booth with us and talk to him. Very good, very good. Hey, come on in, TeamSpeak, Dave, after the race is over here. Got my TeamSpeak info. Come in now if you want it. Fine. All right, looks like this is going to be it right here, folks. They'll get the white flag right here in just a second. This will be the last lap of the race. White flag. Dan Lenson with a 1.5 second lead over second place, actually 1.7. Boy, and it looks like Alessandro, he is pushing that car so hard to try to reel in Dan that it's actually cost him time out there. He's slipping and sliding. Going slideways. Well, Alessandro's going to lead the most laps today, but Dan Lenson, if everything goes right, he's only got a couple of more turns to go here, will lead the last lap, the one that counts. Dan Lenson for the win here today, folks. Congratulations to Dan Lenson. Great racing by him. All right, we're going to try to get him up here into the booth with us. He is here, so we'll get him in the booth with us. Dan Lenson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Whoa, man, what a win out there today, man. Tell me about the race and just how difficult did you even think that you had a chance against Alessandro?
Well, to be honest, at the start of the race, during the practice sessions, I felt pretty confident, had good lap times. But yeah, at the start of the race, first few laps were good. But then, while fighting with Alessandro, we made a bit of contact, so I had a bit of damage, and then I had to continue for a couple of laps because I wasn't going to make it with fuel if I had pitted at that moment. So I had to continue, and then I had contact another second time with someone else. So I fell back a bit. But yeah, from then it was just great racing.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was one heck of a race. I mean, it seemed like once you got around Alessandro, you just pulled away from him. And I think he had used up what tires he had there, trying to keep up with you because he was sliding around a lot. We were watching their last couple of laps, but man, I'll tell you what, you didn't lead the most laps today, but you led the last one, the most important one, Dan. Man, I'm telling you what a race, huh? What do you think of the track conditions out there today?
It was fast, but that made the first few laps after pit stops pretty difficult. I had a lot of trouble driving the first out lap for the pit stop and the first lap of the race. But after that, the car felt great. Track felt great. It's a really fun track to drive.
I think it's pretty much all the cars in iRacing. It's like that. Once you change tires, you get back out there on the track. Well, you got to take it easy for a lap or two. You got to kind of tiptoe through the turns, as I always say, until you get a little heat build up in the tires and get that newness wore off of them, and then they start getting grippy. But you bring the Pokemon card to victory lane today. Please tell me you're not a Pokemon.
I actually am. Sorry.
I'm just kidding you. Well, great. And anybody you want to thank today for this victory?
I just want to thank Clyde for hosting this, and my teammate John, who I think finished third on the podium. And you for commentating.
All right. Well, very good. Congrats. Go celebrate for this win, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks, Dan. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Will do.
All right. Okay, folks, let's run down through the results here real quick because there isn't anybody else in here for me to talk to. So, going on with the win here today, Dan Lenson. Alessandro taking up second place. He had actually fell 2.5 seconds behind. John Edwards coming in third. Steven Spantic, fourth place. Gene Boosland in fifth. Clyde Whiting with a sixth place finish. Great job for him. Giacomo Ponte in seventh. Victor Morgan in eighth. Rolf Just ninth. Peter Bingham coming home 10th. Ronald Moons 11th. Sean Ambrose 12th place. Dave Jansen 13th. Craig Barson in 14th. Mark Jones 15th. And Ben Galit, last one out there on the track, finishing in the 16th position. So again, congratulations to the winner here, Dan Lenson for pitlanes.com. Thanks for watching today on MaxSpeedTV, folks. Till next time, stay safe and have a good night.